Hello YouTube fans, back again. As I did Warlock, I figured what the hell, why not do Warlock 2, the editeds? Kind of a lower budget, but still more darker and more gruesome. As the first one, as we know, was more of a thriller. This is more of a horror and more of an adventure. It starts off based on the olden times with a woman. As I said, based on the olden times at first. I'd say about 16 or even older than that. And you get a woman who's possessed. And nope, I'm not talking about fucking Linda Blair. But she's possessed. And they manage to get the evil out of her. Next thing you know, you get some evil knights. They run in, kill these monks, and kill the poor woman. There was bits I felt was censored down a bit, and I've heard there was more of an uncut and more graphic version. I'd love to get that version, but again, like most movies, kind of like the remake of Night of the Living Dead, I'd love to get the work print and that. Best of Britain. But I still like the film. It's definitely fine, and it feels more like a horror mixed with an adventure. These people are called the Druids, and it now goes into the 90s, which the film was in the 90s. You have a young lad, your typical lad who gets bullied. You know, we've all been there. And what they don't know is this lad has special powers. He has a Druid family. You do remember one person in the film who plays the young lad's dad. Yeah, he was one in Predator 2, and he played in all the Lethal Weapon films. He was a sergeant himself. I don't like him in this. He also has special powers, and the young lad doesn't know it there, but he also has special powers. Talk about fatherly love. When they find out the Warlock is come, he sacrifices his son, definitely father of the year. I'm not making this shit up. He fucking shoots his own son. But it's only for a good cause, as they resurrect him back from the dead to prove that he is the chosen one. You have a priest, you may remember being one of the villains in Diamonds Are Forever. His voice is pretty irritating, and I find him a bit fucking whining for a priest. And his dad does work in mysterious ways. Fucking shoot him, because he is a bit fucking irritating. But he's just trying to get a bit kinder as the film goes on. The daughter, you might remember in the third Hellraiser film, she also has these special powers. Again, Christopher Sands, who was in the original Warlock, makes a comeback. And what a way to make a fucking comeback. He pregnates a woman, not bullshitting you, and he comes out of her. Kind of reminds me of a film once called Exro. It was a video nasty in the early 80s. A woman giving birth to a towing man. Very similar. And how that gets done, and very bloodier. But Warlock the edited, so I can pronounce the fucking word right, is pretty gruesome. It's pretty fine when it wants to be, and it does get a bit more 18, where the original Warlock, as I said, was only a 15. They take on the Warlock, the two people, when they find out they're Druids. And I do appreciate the way Warlock gets killed in this one, without giving it too much away. They've got to find these magic stones, and every one of them has a really good creative death. There's a woman who works in the Muggle agency. He says, "Do you want to fight?" which she took to prove that he's a Warlock. And when she gets the stone, he lets her go, and she falls to her fucking death. Death by stupidity. There's another one. There's a luff where he goes to a fun fair, gets another magic stone, and he gets trapped in these mirrors in the virtuality world of hell. Let's not forget the other creative death, where he promises to die to make him a beautiful ornament if he gets his magic stone. So he's basically selecting magic stones on the way to resurrect Satan. Kind of feels like a remake of the first one, but with its own adventure feel. He definitely gets the stone of that die, and he turns him into the fucking ornament. So it definitely doesn't fuck around with creative deaths, and it's definitely bloodthirsty and gruesome when it wants to be. Again, the two kids take on the Warlock, and the Warlock meets his doom. A couple of years later, through the 90s, they made a third one, but Christopher Sands as Warlock, for some reason, didn't appear in it. I wouldn't recommend it, because it's a fucking piece of shit. Stick to Warlock, and stick to Warlock 2 the edited. The second one is a lot more gruesomer, it's a lot more violent, and to me, it's an horror and an adventure mixed to death, which I kind of like. It does have the old school type of special effects, a little bit of CG here and there, because it was on a lower budget. But, all in all, it's not a bad one. It's definitely gruesome, it's definitely ballsy, and it does have a few good practical as well. I actually like Warlock 2 the edited, and for that, I'll give it a 9-star rating, because it's a lot more creative, a lot more gruesome, and it kicks the shit out of the shit you see nowadays. Other than that, everyone, have a good one. See you later. And don't make a risk to a Warlock. They might fucking kill you.